Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Vibrant You. Today, this episode, we are diving into the world of biohacking, specifically tailored to female entrepreneurs. So we're going to explore cutting edge practices and techniques and key areas of focus that are going to help to optimize your physical and mental health, boost your energy levels, and enhance your cognitive performance for peak productivity so you can create the deepest levels of abundance and impact and success in your work. So first, let's talk about why. So your wellness is an essential pillar in your business. And in business, the business world and the business industry, we often hear about sales funnels and marketing and sales and messaging and client attraction and lead magnets and, evergreen sales and funnels and all of this. But what I have found to be true in the last 12 years of me being in business is that, yes, all of those strategies matter when it comes to unlocking your deepest levels of success and impact and abundance in your business. But your secret weapon to creating a thriving and abundant and impactful business, it's not just a cookie cutter sales sequence or the perfect sales funnel. It's your health. That really is your physical health, your mental well-being, and your own inner healing is a key part of the entrepreneurial journey and the secret to a vibrant life and a thriving business. There's an undeniable connection, right, between your physical health, right, your mind, your body, your energy, and the health of your business, right? Attracting those perfect clients, creating aligned offers, flowing content, and scaling your support and your team, right? Your health and your energy are the keys to unlocking your greatest success and impact and abundance. So you, as a female entrepreneur, you know that you yourself are the point of power in your business, and investing in your health is the most powerful investment that you can make in your business. So I want to share with you a bit of my story. So as I've mentioned, I've been in business for well over a decade now, since 2011. And just like you, I've gone through so many different highs and lows in this wild journey of entrepreneurship. But I want to take you back just a few years ago, actually, back to 2020. So the start of the pandemic, I want to paint a picture for you. There was me living my dream life, working my dream job, here in Bali, Indonesia, and leading wellness retreats, managing an amazing wellness and yoga meditation retreat center. And I did that for 5 years, and I loved these wellness retreats. It was amazing. Well, the pandemic hit, and Bali, and of course our yoga center, our wellness center, which depended on tourism and the world being open and foreigners and tourists being able to enter the country to attend our wellness retreats, came to an abrupt halt. So I went from 5 years of leading these amazing wellness experiences for people from across the globe, and they had such transformational experiences, and all of a sudden our guests couldn't enter the country. We can't run our retreats anymore. So just like everybody did during the pandemic, there was some essential pivots that needed to happen, and I didn't know it at the time, but it was such a blessing in disguise, and I see that now. But I want to walk you through what I was experiencing at that time and how that's led to where I am now in my business and how I feel in my wellness as well. So back in 2020, when the world came to an end, came to a stop, I should say, I had to make an important decision on how I wanted to move forward in my business. And I went from leading these in-person retreats to needing to, out of necessity, to fully opening up a virtual practice. And it was amazing, right? It was a challenging, big transition to begin with, but I went from weekly wellness retreats to having a fully virtual practice with a global clientele, and I got full in my practice quite quickly. I was very blessed and very fortunate. However, in this process of rearranging my entire business model, setting up everything online, of course, creating sales pages and marketing funnels and creating new Instagram accounts and basically starting up a new evolution of my business from scratch, I entered into an extreme state of burnout. And not just burnout that feels like we're tired, but I physically went into a state of burnout, which I have the lab tests to prove it. And I was at that point in my business working more than I ever have before. It was not a pretty picture. I would be working from sometimes 6, 7 in the morning until 10, 11 at night, nonstop, and just so much stress on my body, of course, from the uncertainty of where am I going next and where's my next income coming from? And through this transition, I was in such a state of stress, such a state of burnout, which weakened my immune system so deeply that I actually got what we call mold toxicity. And mold toxicity, if you've never heard of it, is a horrible illness that we can contract through living in moldy environments. And here in Bali, which is a tropical island full of rain and water and humidity, I didn't know it and I couldn't visibly see any mold in my place, but in the roof, right, where we can't see, or in the walls or under the floor, these places that we can't visibly see, there was mold. And had my immune system been in a healthy, balanced state, I'm sure that my immune system would have been able to fight it off and I would have been okay. However, due to the chronic stress, the overworking, the burnout, right? My body physically wasn't producing cortisol anymore. I was so burnt out that, of course, this mold, my immune system couldn't fight it off and I was sick. I mean, sick to the point where I couldn't get out of bed every day. I was exhausted. My allergies were through the roof. I've never had allergies like this before in my life. I grew up with allergies, right? Cats, dogs, food sensitivities, the whole works. But through some gut healing and through some functional medicine and Ayurvedic, through diet, lifestyle supplements, I was able to overcome those. However, this was next level allergies. Like my eyes were bleeding to the point of them watering and itching so bad throughout the day. And I couldn't function. I was sneezing so constantly. And I really empathize. If you experience allergies, it is not a pretty picture. Like the amount of depletion from sneezing all day, right? Like your nervous system starts to tremble and oh my goodness, I was just so sick. It was like having a constant influenza or a constant cold or a flu for months on end. And I was so unwell. And from this level of burnout, I actually needed to, a few months, just probably 6 months into my business and completely restructuring everything and having a full clientele, which was amazing. But behind the scenes, I was so unwell and so burnt out. And I don't want you to get to that point. If you're at a point with your health where you're feeling a little bit less energy than usual, but you're just in that space of like push through, or, your hormones, you suspect that there's a deeper hormonal imbalance, or your gut feels off, I don't want you to wait until you reach a milestone in your business before investing in creating the health that you really desire and optimizing your health. And where I was at, like bloodshot eyes, all these things, but where I was at emotionally and mentally as well, is if you've ever experienced any type of chronic illness, right? But anything that is pathogenic, like parasites, mold toxicity, Lyme, candida overgrowth, all of these things, how they affect our neurochemistry and our nervous system, is my mind was in a really horrible place. And in a really dark place where I was having scary thoughts that I've never thought before, right? And this is actually a very classic sign of mold toxicities. They actually use it as a bioweapon in war. They'll use mold because of its psychological and psychoactive effects on the brain and the nervous system that puts you into a chronically depressed state and can make you question your own life. I know, of course, I never got to that place, and thank God I had so many tools. Yeah, so many mental, emotional, and physical tools that I could get myself out of it, and I got through it quite quickly with a few months of knowing what it was, and it's mold, I know how to take care of that, and I was good. But not everybody has that luxury. So all of this to say, we need to make our wellness the foundation, the central pillar of our business, because you can have this perfect sales flow, you can have all the perfect marketing and sales, but if you, the point of power in your business, aren't at your best, then your business isn't going to flow. You're not going to be able to achieve the income levels and the impact levels that you really desire. So here's what I know to be true, is that you as a business owner, is that you're so much more than a business owner. You are passionate and you are the leader of a movement with a clear vision on how you want to help your clients better your community and yourself, create a better world with your magic. And feeling vibrant and balanced and energized all day is the rocket fuel to your personal life and your business. That's what your business really thrives on. So my guess is that business is already flowing good, right? But you have this intuitive hunch just how much better business can be, and more importantly, feel when you're feeling nourished and balanced and vibrant in your body and mind. So that brings me to the 5 biohacks that I'm going to share with you for optimal health, performance, and business success, specifically for female entrepreneurs like you. So the first biohack for optimal health and performance and success in your business is biohacks for an optimal mind. and we're going to be talking about something called nootropics. So let's talk brain biohacking first. So what is biohacking? For me, I practice something that I like to call natural biohacking, which is simply about supporting and optimizing the already present intelligence of life in you to enhance your personal performance. It's about optimizing the forces of nature through daily routines and practices and lifestyle and diet and supplements to support your brain for deeper clarity, focus, inner genius, productivity, vitality. There's so many great biohacks for a healthy brain. Things like early morning sunlight, right? That stimulates certain chemicals in our brain for more focus and motivation. Balancing blood sugar through our eating habits of combining protein, fat, and fiber with our foods so that we have a nice controlled blood sugar. This is one of the best biohacks for women in business. Having a balanced approach to exercise, right? That nice moderate approach, not too much, not too little. Adjusting our exercise protocols throughout the different phases of our menstrual cycle throughout the month to really unlock our hormonal advantage. Things like binaural beats as we work, right? To unlock different brain wavelengths and help us access our deepest levels of creativity and genius. So I actually did an entire podcast episode before called The Top 10 Brain Boosting Hacks for a Better Mood, Focus, and Mental Performance. And I'd love for you to have a listen to that one as we really go into the 10 most vital biohacks for your brain. And you can apply that to, of course, your wellness for your business success. So I'm going to link that up in the show notes. But what I want to talk about here is something called nootropics. And this is really one of the best biohacks for your brain. So nootropics are really a series of supplements and nutrients and herbs that we use to enhance memory or other cognitive functions. So the best brain boosting supplements or nootropics for an optimal mind, brain, and cognitive function are, first and foremost, the basics, which is to be on a good quality functional medicine, therapeutic grade multivitamin, things like trace minerals, things like omega-3s. So these are the foundations. If you only did one thing for your brain, get on these 3 supplements because it's really going to support your cognitive function, making sure that we're not having any nutritional gaps. We have the minerals and the electrolytes that we need for our neurons to fire effectively. We're going to need those omega-3s, those essential fatty acids, as 60% of our brain is made up of fat. So we need enough of that. Next is brain boosting nutrients. There's things like acetyl L-carnitine. Is it a great amino acid to boost brain function? A great phospholipid called phosphatidylserine, an amino acid called creatine. These are all excellent to improve our neurological performance and to support our brain for better focus, better memory, creativity, and so on. Herbs. So there's herbs like something called bacopa or butterfly pea. These are amazing rejuvenative herbs in Ayurveda called rasayanas, and these are powerful herbs to support our brain function. If we want to improve our memory and our attention, our ability to process information, things like ginseng and ginkgo biloba are excellent herbs to boost our focus in that way. There's also herbs that have another effect that support our GABA production for a nice calm mood throughout the day. So that's things like lemon balm and gotu kola. And the last ones I'll mention here is adaptogens. So adaptogens like ashwagandha and maca root. These are amazing that support your body's capacity to withstand stress. So of course, as an entrepreneur, you're facing natural stressors and tensions and pressures throughout the day and responsibilities. And our job isn't necessarily to eliminate those because, well, this is the life of an entrepreneur. You're going to face challenges. Welcome to the life. So our job is really to create systems in our life that work as a backup plan to our stress and build our stress resilience. And we do that with things like adaptogens, such as ashwagandha and maca root. So again, I will link up in the show notes some links to my favorite brain boosting supplements. And if you're curious to look up some nootropics for yourself and how that can support your brain function, that will be in the show notes for you. So biohack number 2 for an optimal mind and cognitive performance to up level in your business is to optimize your gut microbiome. Your gut is known as your second brain. You probably already knew that. So a healthy, balanced gut microbiome is key to creating an optimal mind and mood and energy. Our microbiome, right, is the delicate balance in our gut of good bacteria and bad bacteria and yeast and microbes and all kinds of things. And we want that to be in this nice, delicate balance, as so much of our brain's neurotransmitters, right, 90% of our neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine and GABA and all of these amazing neurochemicals that give us energy and happiness and creativity, they're actually manufactured inside of the gut. So if we have any imbalances in our gut microbiome, such as an overgrowth of bad bacteria or an undergrowth of good bacteria, if we have things like food sensitivities, if we have an overgrowth of parasites or candida or yeasts or bacterial overgrowth like SIBO or H. pylori, of course this is going to compromise our gut's natural microbiome, but also our natural production of these essential neurotransmitters that help us to show up at our best in our mind and our mental performance, our mood, our focus, and so on. And of course that impacts our business success. Our job with this, and the key to this biohack of optimizing your gut health, your gut microbiome, is of course to clear out any imbalances. So to work with an integrative health practitioner or to work with a functional medicine doctor or a naturopath to help eliminate food sensitivities, to clear out any potential parasites, bacterial or yeast overgrowths, and to repopulate the gut with good bacteria in a very strategic and intentional way. It's not just about supplementing the random probiotic that you found on the shelf. There's really a science behind this and a really specific step-by-step guide of how we optimize your gut microbiome. So first we clear out the bad guys, and then we optimize and rebuild the gut microbiome with strategic probiotics and specific amino acids and key minerals like zinc and glutamine to rebuild your gut wall from any inflammation and any damage done, so that you can produce these amazing neurotransmitters inside of that healthy, nourished gut microbiome again. If this is something that speaks to you, and if you're, as I'm sharing this, you're like, oh yeah, maybe some gut issues are connected to some brain fog, some low mood, and you suspect some sort of gut-based imbalance, I do have an amazing Heal Your Gut program that's going to give you everything that you need to clear out any digestive imbalances and to rebuild your gut from the inside out. As well as I'll link up, I did an amazing podcast episode a few weeks ago on the 5 main underlying causes behind your digestive issues and how to identify yours. So I do recommend that you go and have a listen to that one if you are experiencing any gut-based issues or digestive issues, bloating, constipation, gas, acid reflux, abdominal distension, abdominal pain. And that's going to give you some really strong clues of what's going on for you and what you can do to start to rebalance the gut. So biohack number 3 for an optimal mind and mental performance is hormonal harmony. Balancing your hormones with proven functional medicine protocols is essential to keeping your energy, your mood, your vitality vibrant all month long, especially as a woman. So hormonal balance is really the hallmark of female biohacking. If we're experiencing any hormonal-based imbalances, which can show up as symptoms such as low mood a few weeks before our period, or weight gain, water retention, next level brain fog, we have heavy periods, we're missing periods, PMS, all these types of things, it's a clear sign that there's a level of hormonal imbalance. We may be experiencing something like high estrogen or low progesterone, right? An imbalance in our female sex hormones, high androgens, too much testosterone or DHEA, thyroid-based imbalances, either too high or too low levels, stress hormones, right? Too high or too little of cortisol, for example. All of these, no matter what the hormonal imbalance, there's a guarantee that it has an impact on your brain, your mood, and your mental performance. And of course, when those aren't flowing well, it's impossible to show up in our business at our best. And me with the mold toxicity is just a pure example of that. I literally had to take off months of work after that to heal and to recover because I got to such a point where my immune system was so low, mold toxicity was taking over my body. From that came so many hormonal imbalances, low cortisol, it messed up my estrogen levels, and I was so depleted, so exhausted, and so resentful towards my business because I felt like it was just needing way too much from me. And there was a point where I was just ready to throw in the towel. I'm like, give me back the 9 to 5 because this is way too hard, this whole working 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. thing and burning myself out. So that's not the way. And of course, that there is a, feminine-led, wellness-based business that you can create for yourself. And it's an entire business model. And that's really what I've created. From that experience, my lesson was, we don't do business like that anymore. my wellness is the foundational pillar in my business. And before I get to any work in the day, I make sure that my wellness and my self-care is taken care of. I make sure that I'm eating well, that I'm exercising well, and that I'm at my best so that I can show up for my business, my clients, my team, and really create the business, the impact, and the income that I desire for myself. So that's exciting. Female biohacking, this is essential for hormone harmony, right? You can't afford to spend 1 to 2 weeks of the month feeling less than your best. That's not good for you, not good for your happiness, your health, or for your business. So one of the best biohacks to create hormonal harmony is to learn the menstrual cycle awareness method to unlock your natural gifts and your genius, your feminine genius at every phase of your menstrual cycle for greater energy, clarity, and magnetism. So I did do 2 super in-depth, super complete podcast episodes on just this. So one of them is the #1 biohack for women's wellness and unlocking your hormonal advantage. The second is called Menstrual Cycle Syncing 101 on how to optimize nutrition, exercise, self-care, and work to unlock your hormonal advantage. So I'll link those up in the show notes, and please do have a listen to those. Those are going to be really supportive for unlocking this biohack on creating hormonal harmony. And I do as well, I've created an amazing masterclass as well called the Happy Healthy Hormones Masterclass. It's the perfect place to start if you are suspecting any hormonal imbalances that may be impacting your cognitive well-being, brain fog, low energy, moodiness, especially if you're noticing that the week or 2 before your period, before your bleed. So in this masterclass, we talk about the 5 key hormones that are involved, how to rebalance any hormonal imbalances, the 7 steps to rebalancing hormones, and the best part in there I feel is like how to interpret your menstrual blood. So I walk you through an entire process of every month you have a free blood test when you get your period, and how to interpret what you see, the color, the quality, the texture, the smell of what's happening for you hormonally, and how you can start to rebalance your hormones to unlock your best cognitive health possible. Okay, the 4th biohack for an optimal mind and brain and cognitive performance is sleep. Sleep support, my loves. So sleep is a very sexy and sacred thing for anyone, especially for you, the entrepreneurial goddess. Your sleep is your superpower and secret weapon for sure. Of course, this is such an essential part for optimal performance, cognitive functioning, for your mood. Amazing sleep is going to build your resilience to stress, your physical energy. It's going to optimize your overall health. And of course, we know just from our lived experience when you've been up late at night working, or you're on your computer late, and then, from all the blue light, it's hard for you to fall asleep at night. We know from our own lived experience that a sleep-deprived nervous system is primed for brain fog, anxiety, and low mood. You can't be at your best. You can't be your most creative, most inspired, sharp-minded self when you're not getting the quality of sleep that you really need. So some basic little hacks for sleep support is really to have an evening sleep routine, an hour before bed. Have these, sleep hygiene practices like turning the lights down low and putting on some blue light blocking glasses. So I've got mine right here. Actually, after the sun goes down, I pretty much pop these guys on. They just have these blue light blocking, aren't they cute? These blue light blocking lenses on them that actually eliminate the amount of blue light coming in. And blue light is really what stimulates cortisol. It stimulates these daytime chemicals that are opposite of our sleep hormones. So when cortisol, our stress levels go up, which goes up when we have blue light entering into our eyes, our brain is like, oh, it's daytime, because it mimics the sunlight coming up in the morning when our cortisol levels should be highest. And when we have blue light, our stress cortisol levels increase and our melatonin goes down. So cortisol and melatonin, our sleep chemical, are in opposition of each other. When we have high cortisol, we can't produce levels of melatonin that are essential for deep, restful, restorative sleep that makes you wake up the next day feeling amazing, with energy, with vitality, rushing to your computer to get started for a day, checking your Stripe, checking in with clients, feeling amazing and inspired in your content and your sales, and so on and so forth. Having this evening routine, working with blue light blocking glasses such as these, sleep with an eye cover, sleep with earplugs. What I might do is, this is just such a big topic, as I'll dedicate a full podcast episode to deep sleep, how to biohack your sleep, how to create a sleep evening routine, supplements, all of these things. And I think it's a big enough topic that I may even do an entire masterclass on it. So I'll introduce a lot of the protocols of what we can fit into a 30-minute podcast, and then I'll create a full masterclass for people that are just ready to completely optimize their sleep and up-level every area of their life as a result. So that's sleep support. Number 5, so the final biohack that I want to share with you for optimizing your mind and your mood and up-leveling in your business as a result is to identify your vitality leaks. So this is more of a business and lifestyle hack than a biohack, but essential nonetheless. What are your vitality leaks, as I call it, in your life and business? These vitality leaks are the things that subtly drain your energy, right? They're the things throughout the day that make you go, ugh, this feels heavy, this feels exhausting, this feels depleting, right? Whatever that is. So I'll share with you a few of mine. Too many cups of matcha throughout the day. That was a vitality leak for me. It might be coffee for you. Too many cups of coffee. Lacking boundaries with clients. You have Voxer guidelines or boundaries with your clients on what your capacity to contact them or for them to contact you is, and they're sending you 20-minute audios when your boundary is 2-3 minutes, right? That's a vitality leak, right? You're going to look at your phone and you're going to see all these client Voxer messages and be like, ugh, your nervous system is going to be like resistance, and your vitality feels drained by that. Do you, in self-study programs that don't offer any one-on-one support with clients, are you getting clients DMing you on Instagram asking for one-on-one support, even though they're just in a self-study that doesn't have any interactive support, and you're not honoring your own boundaries and the agreement there? Are you working on weekends? Are you not taking evenings off or having dedicated times throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month for your own self-care to fill your own cup? Are you skipping breakfast and living on a blood sugar roller coaster where your energy and your mood and your motivation fluctuate throughout the day? Are you in this mindset of, I have to do it all myself, and you're not hiring a team? You're still the one being the central part of your business and the coach, the healer, the mentor, the yoga teacher, whatever you may be, and being all of your own admin support and administrative and email and social media and everything. Hire a team. This is huge. Are you still in the space of like perfectionism or overworking and overextending in your business? So these are all vitality leaks, and I can relate because I lived these for years in my business. And because of that, so many times in my business where I've just been so depleted because I don't have good boundaries, or I haven't had these vitality leaks really dialed in, so that of course my business felt draining and exhausting. And I never want to be in a space, and I'm so grateful to have created a business for myself right now that really runs off of my wellness, and my everything that I do in my work right now comes from overflow, comes from joy, comes from a place of fulfillment, not should, have to, must, responsibility, drag, resistance. And I'm so grateful that I've really set up structures in my business that allow for that. So that's the other side of this. First, identify what are your vitality leaks, write them down, and then start to create intentional business wellness strategies, right? To rebalance that. So remember, you don't work for your business. You make your business work for you. So if you desire a week off every month, you're the boss and you get to create that. So how I've created in my business is I have 1 week off every single month for me, for my own wellness. If I want to go on a retreat, if I want to just chill at home, if I sometimes align it so I can have my period, my menstrual phase during that week where I just spend that really nourishing myself and filling my own cup. Do something creative, hang out with friends more, make time for travel and play and adventure. Remembering that those things fill you up and you are the point of power in your business. So when you invest in the things that fill you up and make you live from overflow, your business, your clients, your team all benefit from that as well. So do you want to not do sales calls anymore because they're a vitality leak for you, and you're tired of, jumping on hour-long sales calls for people that don't really align? You can change that. Maybe you want less time in Zoom calls. You can adjust that. Go from an hour of Zoom calls to 45-minute calls, right? And just be more short, sweet, to the point. Do you want to turn your video off because you like to be able to just have your eyes closed and channel your deepest work with just having audio calls for your call meetings? Do you desire to travel more? How can we negotiate your schedule and create a business and structures to strategically free up your time and make more space in your life for wellness, for friendship, for sisterhood, for ease, for family time, time with your kids, time with your partner, without compromising your client experience or your sales. And this is something that I am so grateful that I've created for myself in my business. And I feel like finally this year, after 10 years of figuring it out and going through so many different layers and so many highs and lows, like I can't tell you how many times in my business I was like, oh my God, why am I working so hard for myself? I thought getting out of the 9 to 5 was supposed to give me more freedom. And here I am, a slave to my laptop. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I know that you know that. And I know that wellness and your health and setting up your business in a really spacious and easeful and freedom-based way is such a top value for you. And I know that's important. These right here were the top 5 biohacks for an optimal mind and mood and energy levels and mental performance so that you can truly thrive in your business. Again, they are nootropics or biohacks for an optimal mind or brain, how to optimize your gut microbiome, hormonal harmony for optimal performance, sleep support, and intentional business wellness strategies by identifying your vitality leaks. So all of this and so much more is exactly what we cover inside of my brand new one-on-one program called Optimize and Rise. So this is a luxury wellness portal for the empowered entrepreneurial woman to optimize your health and rise into the next evolution of you and your business. So it's a 4-month private experience for this female entrepreneur that is ready to optimize your health and really say goodbye to these digestive discomforts and PMS and period discomforts and brain fog and headaches, all these things that are really leaking your energy and not allowing you to fill up as your most vibrant, thriving self in your business. We're going to create vibrant health for you so that you can unlock the deepest levels of energy and inspiration and productivity and creation in your business and make the impact and the income that you know that you can for yourself. So Optimize and Rise is really for the woman that desires it all. Vibrant, sustainable health and well-being and a thriving, abundant, impactful business. It's not just one or the other, and you know that you aren't willing to compromise because you don't have to. This is really for the self-led entrepreneurial goddess who desires to lead in business from abundant energy and vitality, balance and overflow, which starts, of course, with creating a healthy body and happy hormones so that you can make the impact that you desire to from the inside out. You want to step into the next evolution of you and your work and your impact, your magnetism, your abundance, all which starts with upgrading your physical vessel, your body, which expands your capacity in your nervous system to be able to receive and hold all of that. You want to magnetize, these soulmate clients with ease who you naturally call in when you're feeling at your best in your body and mind so that you can run your business from a really pristine and balanced high frequency state. You want to step more deeply into your leadership. You want to channel your genius. You want to embody your highest gifts. You want to create impactful, heart-centered content and offerings and be in the deepest alignment and integrity with the deeper message that you know that you're meant to bring forth into the world now. And you know that to achieve all that the vessel of your work, which is your body and mind, has to be as well taken care of as possible. I would love to invite you into Optimize and Rise if that's you. And if you're feeling the call, if this lights your fire, I want you to send me a DM on Instagram. I want to have a chat with you, hear more about you, your business, your wellness goals, and how I might be able to support you in that. Or you can visit my website, bindistables.com/optimize to learn more. And I will link up the program as well in the show notes. So I want to thank you so much for being here, for showing up and wanting to be the most happy, the most healthy, the most vibrant version of you. And I'm celebrating this journey by your side. So thank you so much for listening. I will see you back for another episode real soon. Take care.